talk about the albums that I have actually listened to. Like I promised last week, I actually listened to the Chike album. And you see, I don't, with him, for me, he's Mr. Consistent. That's how I see him. It's like he's an R&B artist, right? So you get an R&B album. No, nobody, and people today, it's more like, oh, I want to do something I have never done before. Now, there is space for that. There are actually artists that have gone ahead to do that. Notably, of the biggest artists, for example, Beyonce releasing a country music album, folks like Drake giving you like a house album, right? A few years ago. Like it happens with the biggest of all artists. But then there are also artists like Taylor Swift, who has given like consistently pop music for like almost 20 years right now. Did I say 20 years? But close to that, right? Just decade, like a full decade and a half or so of just being consistent with that sound. And every time she releases a project, you know what you're going to get, whether it's your cup of tea or not, but you know what you're going to get. And that's how I kind of look at Chike. There are very few artists like him in this industry today. I'm not talking about any of the OGs, but I'm talking about today, where they're going to give you a project, you know what you're going to get. It's like, oh, I'm going to get a pop album, right? One of those artists that I can say point to, you kind of know what you're going to get. And for me, it's kind of makes me like a fan of his music, is Ruga. You know what you're going to get with Ruga. For me, that consistency puts this artist at a up there for me. Now, you fine, you can experiment and do any of that stuff you want to do. But please, like, let it be like 20% of the time. Fowles, for example, did that as well. We know him to give us the lyrics and like in-depth conversations that he has on his songs and the things he's talking about in depth. There is none like him in the industry. The things he talks about, how he says this, his cadence. He's an incredible rapper. He decided to do some sort of R&B-ish stuff a few years ago, like two years ago. But now he's back to his bag, and he released an incredible project, which I spoke about here a few weeks ago, of a project that from him that I really liked, right? So, I mean, it's fine to try, but it's like, let's know you, be consistent, right? And for Chike, I think that is what you get from him. I am always so impressed with his work because I know what I'm going to get. But then when I listen to it, he seems to step it up a little bit. But let's talk about this particular project that he just, his new album he just released titled Son of Chike. So right off the bat, my thoughts on this album is this is not his best work, for sure. This is not his best work. I felt like part of it, I was just lost, sort of. It was like, I just don't know. It just wasn't it, basically, for me. Now, it's an album, Son of Chike, has 12 songs in it. A couple of features here with Ladipo, the one with Mobad Egu we already know, with my girl Kim Madi, and then with Olamide. I mean, it was straight to the point, but I could appreciate the consistency. It was a smooth listen as well. Like I usually like it, no matter the album, the genre. I usually like albums that give you that. They're not throwing you to the left and to the right and you're just trying to keep up and trying to catch up. Like there is a cohesive direction here and you're just following that. And they're able to tamp things down. And like I said about the Nonso Amadi album last year, it felt like I was blindfolded and someone was just taking my hand. And I was like, dude, go, like, let's go. Wherever it is we're going to, I trust where you're going to. Like, there's some projects that you just give you that kind of feeling, right? Now, it didn't feel totally like that, because I felt like some parts of it kind of felt lost. I kind of felt, it wasn't it for me. But the the songs with features on it were incredible. You see, I feel like some days this podcast could be a King Maddie full episode, where that's who I'm talking about the whole episode. How incredible of an artist she is, right? And it feels like whenever I hear her again, it's like, I am so glad you're in this industry and you're able to excel. The song, track number 8, Your Loss, beautiful one. Really memorable song as well. The song with Ladipo, the very first one, this is a really nice way to start a project. I really liked it. I'm not the greatest fan of Ladipo as a rapper, right? But I think on the featured projects, he's able to capture me and keep me kind of like, oh, nice one. So great one there. The song with Mobad is already, I think for Chike is already record breaking, putting him number 1 on the turntable charts for weeks, right? One of the best songs from last year, one of my favorite songs from last year. Really, really good one. I think the memorable songs are the songs that had the features for me. Not really anything outside of that. The one with Olamide and Ameya as well, beautiful song. I honestly, the features really, really did it for me. Olamide is like, this man at this point, it's like, how do you still have it? When I hear him give he just dropped a project, Ikigai, right? And you guys remember what some of my thoughts on that album. He released an album, you're asking yourself, how is it you still have it? How is it that you still, not only that you still have it, the drive is still there. It's a different thing to you have it, but you're just not, it's not just in you anymore to just keep dropping projects and then, you can kind of focus on other things. But with him, the drive is still there. He's still producing and being involved on the back end with artists, right? Like Chike and the Rex Fireboy. But at the same time, he's still able to really drop incredible, like, dope projects and give you dope features as well. He never ceases to amaze me, man. He never ceases to amaze me. So shout out to Olamide, adding real spice to this project. King Maddie, great job as well. Ladipo, incredible one as well. So I would say it wasn't his best work. Definitely not up there for my favorite albums this year, but he will always give you quality work, right? A body of work. It was a smooth listen as well. And before I knew it, the album was over. It didn't feel like it didn't feel like, oh, it was 12 tracks, right? How many minutes is that? Let me see. Yeah, it should have how many? Yeah, 30. It didn't feel like 30 minutes. Honestly, listening to this album, it did not feel like 30 minutes at all. Because I looked, I was like, wait. The song is already over. I was hearing Ladipo's raps again, like Onto You again at the beginning. I was like, ooh, we're done, we're done already. But in all, I said I will give it a good C. Is there anything like C plus, or I would say B minus is what I would say. This was a B minus. It wasn't his greatest work, of course. This is not Bull of the Bullet, but I can appreciate his voice. I love to hear his voice every single time. He's got one of those as well. If we ever have anything like a Hall of Fame, Chike will be there. It's like there's nobody dropping projects like him today. And the infusion of the traditional Igbo with the English and the Pidgin, nobody does it better than Chike today, and giving you good R&B vibes. And yeah, I really did appreciate his work on this album, but overall as an album, definitely wasn't up there for me. So I will give him a B minus on this one.